All right, guys. We got some crazy information Brock is going to share.
Guys, man, we're being attacked.
Get back in here.
Y'all really think we're being attacked? Then we sound
Guys.
like victims, bro. We can't.
Now we
sound-
might be getting attacked, bro.
Nah, you know what?
Bro, I'm gonna tell real quick. The Trump video, right? It was limited for literally probably since we posted it. It just got unlimited today. What was wrong with Trump's video? Him and Tucker.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Why would they not want any revenue on that? That's crazy, bro.
You're unplugged.
I'm unplugged. That's crazy, guys. We're gonna try to finish it for you guys. 'Cause that was a very interesting video.
I was enjoying that, me personally.
Everybody that's in the chat, man, go follow the Rumble page. It's up, man.
Yeah,
Get
we
all
might
the
gotta-
videos that be
yeah.
getting dropped, man.
Eventually, my God. What happened though, Brock? What happened?
Rumble.
Tell them what happened, bro.
All right, guys. So I was given some classified information. YouTube
Is that my phone?
does not like conservative content.
Yeah.
Do y'all know how I know this? Well, let me tell you. So my cousin, he was basically told me, he was like, dang, man, I didn't even know you did YouTube. Wow, this and that. I saw you on YouTube. Yeah. Woohoo. So then he was like, well, I subscribed to her like 5 times, and every time I subscribe, YouTube just unsubscribes me. He said, and it just happened to happen to 3 other conservative channels that he followed.
That never happens.
I was like,
I
what?
subscribe to people all the time, and it never unsubscribes.
He said
I've
5 times
I've
he has tried to subscribe to us, and he was unsubscribed.
I've subscribed to people that I didn't even try to subscribe to,
Well,
and try to unsubscribe, and it won't let me unsubscribe.
the
So the
opposite.
fact that that happened is actually kind of scary, guys.
YouTube don't like us, guys.
Yeah, man.
You think YouTube don't?
Nah,
like
bro.
This is what we're gonna do.
No, bro. A lot of conservative stuff that we post, like if we post some Republican type stuff, bro, it gets upset and it limits us for
We're
a couple
gonna.
of days.
Everybody's gonna get a sign, and we're gonna go outside of Google.
We should do it, bro.
We're gonna think of a chant.
They find us. They don't want us to have our First Amendment rights, bro. That's insane, bro.
Nah, that is crazy, man.
Somebody said in the chat they got unsubscribed before.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna ask. Has that happened to any of you guys? But
Y'all
that
need
is
to
crazy.
Complain to YouTube. Say stop doing that to them.
Oh my god.
Let's
Yeah,
watch
they
the
promote what they
video.
want to, man. But guys, we're gonna try it again because usually, like, if it's a video that a label doesn't want us to see and it blocks us, okay, it'll take the stream down. But if it's a copyrighted video, even if the Breakfast Club decided to copyright, it would never get took down. We'd just say copyright after the stream.
We got hit with a community guideline policy, so
Community, is that possibly a block? Is that possibly a strike? Hopefully
that
not.
road.
not with the streams. I don't think you have to do
Bro,
something
what could-
absurd.
like what the hell? Bro? I don't know, man. Maybe we'll stop cussing. Maybe I don't think that's what it was though. But we're gonna get back into the video.
Where's
guys.
the headquarters of YouTube at?
In California, probably.
Makes a lot of sense.
We probably should have see that.
And the Dope Boys actually snuck in there and posted it on YouTube. They are some savages.
They said Trump and Elder 2024. That would be insane.
All right, man. Let's get back into this banger. That sucked.
That's
It
insane.
happens again, guys. I mean, we're gonna look at the chat, guys. We just gonna look at the chat. Because we could have been kept going and didn't even know. That would have sucked. Okay. Let's get it.
this. I mean, in 2016, there were 17 or 18 Republican candidates. Now there's 13. Somehow, some way, our republic survived, and we could survive with 13 candidates. I don't know why they have all this rule to eliminate certain people at this point.
Those systems,
but rather than
those systems can hold you back no matter
but
how
rather,
hard.
no, I'm going to say, but rather than whine about it, my goal is to get on as many shows as I can, like yours. Urge people to go to LarryElder.com, give at least $1, even if you want somebody
I'm
else.
gonna give him $1 after this.
Don't you think it's wise for us to talk about the epidemic of fatherlessness, the lie that America remains systemic racism, systemically racist, and the need for school choice? 13 public high schools in Baltimore, 0% of the kids can do math at grade level. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
53 public high schools in Chicago, 0% of the kids can do math at grade level. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party is opposed to school choice, while the party elites, whether it's Barack Obama or Gavin Newsom or Joe Biden, have their own kids in private school. It is wrong, and we need to talk about that.
Larry Elder, why would
somebody from our community vote for you, or why should they vote for you? Why should a black person vote for you?
Because I'm telling the truth, and the truth oftentimes is unpleasant. It's not pleasant for me to be called the black face of white supremacy, as the LA Times did. It's not pleasant for me to be accused of being anti-black, as Tavis Smiley once called me, because I don't support reparations. By the way, Barack Obama never supported reparations. Nobody called him anti-black. We need to talk about what's going on. What's going on is the breakdown of the family. And most of the things we complain about downstream, whether it's crime or whether it's bad schools, the genesis is the breakdown of the nuclear intact family, and we don't talk enough about it.
Do you agree that our community is hit harder with a lot of things that you just said, whether it is racism, whether it is getting loans, whether it is getting entrepreneurship, whether it is education, whether it is all those things? You do understand that and agree with that, correct?
I do, but much of it is either self-inflicted or because of policies that we have supported, Democrats that we have supported. I wrote a book called, it's coming out in October. It's called As Goes California, My Mission to Rescue the Golden State and Save the Nation. It's about the one-party rule in California. California has supermajorities of Democrats in the Senate and in the House. And as a result, our schools are near the bottom. People are leaving California for the very first time. We have the highest state income tax in the country. The average price of a home in California costs 175% above the national average, all because of these left-wing policies that are hurting the very people, black and brown people living in the city, that people on the left claim that they care about.
Do you think slavery
The
was
houses
self-inflicted,
suck.
or do you think Jim Crow segregation
Not all
was
of them.
self-inflicted, or do you think, the war on
Slavery
drugs
was
self-inflicted?
Of course, it wasn't self-inflicted, but
those are all of
there are a lot of people have bloody hands in slavery. For example, slavery could not have existed had it not been for African chieftains who were selling black slaves captured in battle or captured through raids and selling them to European and Arab slavers. It could not have existed without that. So everybody has dirty hands here. That's why reparations is such a foolish thing. If you're going to get reparations from the 5% or so of white people that have some sort of generational connection to slavery, and that's all there is, then you need to go back to Africa and get money from African countries that were involved in the slave trade and in the Arab slave trade. And by the way, the Arab slave trade was even worse than the European slave trade. 90% rate of attrition, often making men and women walk on barefoot across the Sahara, and the men were castrated. Only about
Okay,
five.
so
He
if they
busting
go
me
after
up.
the money from the other countries, then would you agree that it would be okay to go after the money from America? Is that your problem?
Hey, Mel, yeah, come on, bro.
Bro, why you let her control your emotions, bro?
Everybody has a
No, I just
grievance.
asked a simple question.
I'm answering your question.
No, I just
That's why you don't got no husband.
There'll be no end to this
Nobody wants
because
to marry
slavery
your
has
stupid
been
ass.
part
That's
of
fine,
human
Miss
history
Elder. It's a-
from the
it's a
very
simple
beginning.
Okay,
We'd be getting
now,
money.
I've let
Why
you
does she have to
talk,
tie
sir.
everything
I've let you
back to
talk. And every time I
racism
talk,
in
you begin to
America?
talk, and then you say, let you finish. So I asked you a very simple question. You said, if you're going to go after it in America, go after it in Africa. So if we all agree to go after it in Africa, will you then agree to go after it in America? It's just a simple question. Yes or no?
No, I won't because it's a waste of time. We ought to be spending our
Okay,
time
no problem.
on
Next
education.
question.
Okay. You told me that I cut you off. Then I tried to answer your question. You won't let me finish.
Go ahead, Larry.
Thank you. It's a waste of time. We ought to be talking about working hard, investing in ourselves. Right now, as we speak, there are Haitians in Haiti lining up for a lottery to come into this country. Why? Because it is the land of the free and the home of the brave. You can go from nothing to something faster in America than any other country in all of human history. We ought to be talking about that. Let me just, one more point.
Hey, my boy
1997, Time Magazine and
gotta
CNN
stop
hooked
this
up
shit.
together to do a poll on what black teenagers and white teenagers felt about racism. And both of them were asked, is racism a major problem in America? Both of them said yes. But then Time and CNN asked this question of the black teenagers. Is racism a big problem, a small problem, or no problem in your own daily life? This is 1997. 89% of them said small problem or no problem in my own daily life. In fact, twice as many blacks said failure to take advantage of available opportunities is a bigger problem than racism.
That was
Yes.
1997.
1997, look it up.
2023.
Hey, boy, he might. Boy.
You think
That's his
America's more
point.
racist now after the election and re-election of Barack Obama than it was in 1997?
Yes, because of the election of MAGA.
I'm
Donald
gone.
Trump. 100%.
I'm gone.
Yes.
Really?
The only person to give
Well, how
money
is it
to
from
HBCU.
Is more racist.
Only person to give a
Only person to give money to black
Hey, bro, he just-
universities
he ain't-
and funding.
I think they do this shit for content,
No,
bro.
he
It
not
has
smart,
to be.
bro. He's
Either
just-
they're
Nah,
not
he's
smart
a
or they're
person.
doing this for content,
Bro, that's
It
why
has to
Lil
be.
Kim that's why Lil Kim got him jumped, bro. And that,
They have to be
I
doing
would
this
put
shit for
a bag on
content,
his
bro.
head.
They literally have to be doing, because 50,000 comments on YouTube, that's pretty good, you know? So, I mean, you know, look like the bad guy and look
You want to
stupid
blame
for
Trump?
50,000.
Trump racist?
Guess
They
it's
have to be
Trump's
stupid,
fault.
bro. Either they're stupid
Man.
or it's content, man.
Oh man, we need to play the Adam Calhoun song for him.
He start
You
crying.
rapping for?
hey, I'm completely messed up. About
Nah, I'm
this,
messed
bro.
up too, bro.
Because
I
it's
Guess
like
it's Trump's fault.
I don't.
Hey,
Hey, that boy Adam, boy. I'm rocking with Adam.
That's why.
bro.
Hey, to be honest with you, I see why Vivek said Americans should take a government test.
They
Like,
not passing that shit.
Hey, I know one demographic that's gonna fail more than other people. And they gonna say it's racism.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
System and racism
I'm
we
gonna
can't
keep it 100.
pass.
You might need to take that because I feel like we're not educated at all after just seeing this. That's sad.
Yeah, man.
These are our leaders, bro. This is who gives knowledge.
I remember
to the
people used to dream to be on Breakfast
Hey, I ain't gonna
Club.
lie. Vivek also said that he doesn't want people under 25 to vote no more.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
I feel that.
That
Because your
is
brain is
crazy.
not fully developed.
Yeah, I do
you're
agree
not.
with
You're
it.
a fully grown
Why should you
adult
ever
at
say if your
25.
brain's
But
not fully developed?
what do you say about the people that are allowed to go to war, though?
When I was 18 years old, I
That
voted
is a
for
problem.
Gary
That's
Johnson.
yeah.
I voted for Gary
why I
Johnson
kinda like,
because
ah.
they said, "How do you feel about legal weed causing seizures?" And he got up there and faked the seizure. And I said, "I'm
voted
voting
for him?
we
voted-
watched it in my
Shut up,
AT government
homeboy.
class.
I
We
seen
watched
that.
it in my AT government class. Everyone started laughing. I stood up and said, "I'm gonna vote for him." And I went out there in the damn election, November, whenever, and I voted for him.
That's funny.
Yeah, this shit.
I actually almost wrote in Kanye, and my mama smacked me in the back of the head and said, "Don't do that."
We might need to go. Nah, we can't do that. They gonna laugh.
I ain't gonna lie.
We
Like
go to.
Charlamagne doing this, I feel like a lot of black people now is going to vote for Trump.
Bro, in every poll I've seen,
I bet,
black
'cause
people
he
are
got-
voting for Trump.
Yeah.
Only
Did you-
people.
I think he
that
got
are
a Rico.
I'm about to post Trump on my
Nah.
story and say free
I'll
Donald.
show you a video at the end of the stream. It was a guy, and I think they actually making shirts saying "N word" for Trump.
I did see that. They were outside the Decatur
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Uh,
How bad black people is.
Black dude said they've been doing this for black people for years, fakely incarcerating us, giving us crimes.
I
I
tell
know
you,
they're
he gonna
doing it to Trump.
He going up for that. They gonna say, I feel him now.
We got 12% in 2020, 50% increase.
Hey.
We got 20% of the black male vote
go
in
back a little
2020.
took
If
my headphones
MAGA
off
is
without
racist, how do you
pissed off.
explain
No, he just
that,
said the
that
MAGA
Donald
something.
Trump substantially increased the percentage of black votes the Republican Party got?
Sometimes people make.
So
poor
why are you
choices.
running against
Hold on,
Trump then,
hold on,
Mr.
Taz.
Elder?
Yeah,
I'm not running against him. I'm running against
win.
Biden Harris. Any one of the Republican nominees we have would be better than what we have right now. I'm not running
Facts.
against him.
You don't agree
I'm
with
running
Democrat
to put forth the
policies,
issues
you
I
idiot.
just now mentioned that I've been talking about for the last few minutes.
You know, I want to ask you about that. You know, after 4 indictments, 91 criminal
With your
charges,
dump.
don't you think it would behoove the Republican Party to move on from Donald Trump?
I think that the voters in the primary will make that decision.
What do you think, though?
I have no problem with I thought Donald Trump did an extraordinary job as president, especially for black people. Best economy ever. He did something about the borders. The people that are most hurt because of porous borders are black people living in the inner city, because most of the illegal aliens have little or no education. They end up living in the inner city. They compete against black people with high school or less for jobs. There are about 1 million fewer black people working than who would otherwise be working if it weren't for illegal alien labor. And illegal alien labor, according to a study done by the Civil Rights Commission, puts downward pressure to the tune of almost $2,000 per year on the salaries of black people living in the inner city. And Donald Trump gave us the most secure border we ever had. He also supported school choice. He also did the First Step Act, which allowed about 5,000 mostly black men with long criminal sentences, nonviolent, to have their sentences reduced an average of 70 months per. He pardoned Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion. Even Barack Obama didn't do that.
Yeah, I
he
think-
did an
I think-
extraordinary job for black people.
They don't know what Trump did.
Proven guilty, but I feel like President Biden had 4 indictments, 91 criminal charges. You know, President Obama had 4 indictments, 91 criminal charges. Y'all would be telling them that they need to step aside and they shouldn't be running for president.
Well, I wouldn't vote for Barack Obama or for Joe Biden in any case, no matter whether he had indictments or no indictments. I don't vote for tax spend, regulate liberals.
You're a conservative, right? Obviously.
No question.
What initially made you gravitate towards being a conservative?
Intelligence.
I think it was my father. My father was a lifelong Republican, and my father always told my brothers and me the following: Democrats want to give you something for nothing. When you try to get something for nothing, you almost always end up getting nothing for something. And my dad, I told you about his background. He told my brothers and me that hard work wins. You get out of life what you put into it. You cannot control the outcome, Larry, but you are 100% in control of the effort. Before you moan or groan about what somebody did or said to you, go to the nearest mirror, look at it, and ask yourself, what could I have done to change the outcome? And finally, Charlamagne, my dad, told me, my brothers and me this: no matter how hard you work, how good you are, sooner or later, bad stuff is going to happen to you. How you deal with those bad things will tell your mother and me if we raised a man. I wrote a book about my father's life. It's called Dear Father, Dear Son, 2 Lives, 8 Hours. It's about an 8-hour conversation he and I had, where at the beginning of the conversation, I thought my dad was harsh. I thought he spanked us too often. We had a belt. In those days, from the South, you spank kids. And I thought my dad was way too harsh. And we had an eight-hour conversation, and by the time we ended, my dad got bigger and bigger and bigger, and Larry Elder got smaller and smaller and smaller, and I apologized to him. And it's a book that's changed a lot of people's lives. It's called, as I said, Dear Father, Dear Son, 2 Lives, 8 Hours. The paperback is called A Lot Like Me. Same book, but it's cheaper.
Can you honestly say this is the Republican Party that you grew up on?
They say they can't hear it.
Yes. The Republican Party pretty much has always stood for low taxes, low regulation, peace through strength, not strength through peace.
Y'all can't never hear shit. Maybe I need some better speakers.
Maybe, let me see.
Brandon, why you texting him? You're a loser, bro.
Because he said I'm killing the vibe.
Let me see.
Boy, think I'm gonna sit there and play? I was really finna say something. I was finna keep typing, but I was like, let me get.
He's on the video texting these. And this dude.
Last time we went live, they said, "Do y'all read chat?" I said, "Yes, I'm reading
We got
chat."
you guys. I think it's turned up now. We figured out how to do it. You gotta click that, then turn it.
Yeah, he ain't got nothing to say now. Say something again. Say something again.
We're ready now. Volume's up. Let's get it.
Strong borders, and still does. And when Donald Trump is gone, and he will be gone, even if he gets reelected, the day after he gets reelected, he's a lame duck. The party will still go on. The principles will still go on. However, I do believe that many people in our party have spent and spent and spent, so that Ronald Reagan, my favorite president, when he entered the Oval Office, Charlemagne, when he left, government was bigger. It got bigger under George Herbert Walker Bush. It got bigger under W. It got bigger under Donald Trump. And the only way to restrain spending is with an amendment to the Constitution to fix spending to a certain percentage of the GDP, with exception for war and for natural disaster. Otherwise, we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Let me use the word unsustainable. That's the word Barack Obama used to describe the so-called entitlements. Unsustainable was a word that Bill Clinton used to describe them. But nothing happens, because if you run claiming you're going to reform Social Security or Medicare, the other side is going to accuse you of not caring about the sick, the poor, the elderly, and you are going to lose elections. That's why government gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So we need a law to restrain spending. Otherwise, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And for young people like you, these programs are not going to be there.
Mr. Elder, I know a lot of black conservatives, and I completely agree about the black family. I don't think anybody here objects to that.
Don't disagree about that at all.
I think when you talk about ideology and then you mix in parties and then personalities, it gets kind of confusing. And, you mentioned yourself not to moan and groan, that as long as you work hard, all is well. And I think where the conflict is coming in is you did moan and groan about how the Republicans treated you. You did moan and groan about Governor Newsom and, asking for a recall. You did not leave that up to the voters. You are moaning and groaning when it comes to Donald Trump and how he's being treated. So it just seems to be a hypocrisy. And I don't know if the message would land a little bit better if there was some fairness across the board on Democrats and Republicans. I'm an independent, by the way, and I think both parties are trash. And I think all of us here, see both sides.
By the way. That's what you
the
are.
part that's just not landing for me. There
You're
seems
an
to be
idiot.
an unfairness on both sides.
This is literally.
Well, not too surprisingly, I don't agree with your analysis. How is it that I did not leave the recall to the voters? What do you mean by
Not
that?
too surprisingly.
You said
Say
I
that.
didn't leave the recall to the voters.
No. I said you moaned and groaned about it. You said it should be recalled, correct?
That's not
Correct?
I said Gavin Newsom should have been recalled, yes.
Right, that's moaning and groaning.
Well, actually, it's taking advantage of what's in the California Constitution, which is when a certain percentage of voters sign a petition to recall a politician, there can be a recall vote, and there was one, as there was in 2003. We recalled the governor then, and there was in 2021 when I attempted to recall Gavin Newsom. That's part of our democratic process in California.
Absolutely. We agree with that. I'm going to your statement when you said rather than moan about it. A little while ago, you said rather than moan about it, I'm just going to keep doing the hard work. And so I'm just saying that technically is moaning about it because the governor's decided.
I don't follow exactly what you're saying. I really don't.
It's okay. I
not
don't
saying
expect
nothing,
you
big
to.
bro.
Yeah,
But it's
I'm not
one
saying nothing,
moment.
big
I'm a little
bro.
slow
One
sometimes.
moment. One moment, yeah, we get it.
Yes.
One moment you're complaining about the system, and the next minute you're saying the system is fair. The next minute you're saying it's not fair. So that's what I'm saying. There just seems to be a double
How did
standard
he say it's not
on
fair? He just took
you and the system, not
California
wanting to be
Constitution.
accountable for a system that
Do-
black
do-
people are not
do-
in charge of. By the way,
Black people are not in
wanting
charge
to
of.
hold both sides.
Black
of the
people.
line when it comes to-
Do I believe Hillary
That's
was
all.
treated differently and Joe
Black
Biden treated
people put
differently
them
than
in
Donald Trump is
charge.
being treated? Yes, I do. Is that an indictment about whether or not America is systemically racist? No, it is not. Those are
They're two totally
different things. Yes,
you're
yes, they
trying
are.
to merge the two, but they're two totally different things.
I agree with you. They're
But
two
it's
different
still the
things.
system.
You was
We're
merging.
agreeing.
She's the one that's saying
agreeing.
it's
Different
system,
things.
right?
We're agreeing.
No, we're agreeing that
That's why you ain't got no husband. You gonna die alone with no
racism because
children.
we're not in charge of the system, sir. In case
harsh.
you
Okay, all right. Can we?
Black people have never been in charge of any system. We're not
Actually, we have been. Take Baltimore.
No, we've never been in charge of
May I
any
finish?
system. Tell me, what financial system are black people in charge of?
let's
What
take-
healthcare system are black people in charge of?
Let's
What
look at
government
the
system
black.
are
Whose fault is it?
Let's look at
Prison
spending
system
by
are
black people.
No, black people
I'm
in
about ready to
charge.
tell you.
I'm not talking about mayors. I already know that talk.
Here, you're in charge of
on
this.
Fox News all the time as well. So let's not go there with that. I said, what system have we created?
Goodness.
Have we implemented that we have been in charge of? Name one.
Is this why you don't like talking to black women, Larry Elder?
Yes.
I wouldn't want to talk to him.
No. That's mayor.
Y'all
I'm not
horrible.
talking- I said system.
Hey, now they know they're doing this. That's all I mean. They know they're doing
If you
this.
allow me to finish my point.
I'm not
Y'all
talking about
horrible.
somebody elected and doing a job,
Man, she
sir. I
thinks she's
asked
doing
what system
something,
did we
man.
create?
Lord
What
have
financial
mercy.
Okay, let's
system?
talk
said,
about
did
the
we
system of
create?
one of the
Man,
largest.
this is why
Thank
they
you.
need
One of
to-
the systems of one of the
Ooh, I'm
largest
about to go crazy.
cities in
I'm
America,
chill.
Baltimore. Freddie Gray died in police custody a few years ago. The mayor was black. The head of the police department was black. Number two,
It's not in charge of the system, but go ahead.
Number two person in charge of the police department was black.
Still not in charge of the
all of
system.
city council, Democrats, majority black.
Still not in charge of the system.
Wow.
That's a position.
Six officers charged.
sad.
3 of them were
Save
black.
your breath, bro.
Two of the
Save your
officers
breath,
tried
bro.
their case, found him not guilty,
University
was
of-
black.
Still not in charge of the system.
The city
This is sad.
intendant of public schools was black. The county superintendent of public schools was black.
Hey, Leroy,
the attorney
shut up.
general at the time, Loretta Lynch, is black, as was the president of the United States, was black. And yet,
Still
many
not in
people-
charge of the system.
who's in
I
charge of
asked
the
you a
system,
simple
Ted?
question, sir.
well, Wanda Sykes said when Barack Obama got elected, how are you going to complain about the man when you are the man? Now, from the president to the attorney general to the state attorney to the mayor to the head of the police department to the commissions of the
like that's
schools
a
in the
pretty
city
great
and in the
example.
county to the majority of city council in that city, all of them are black. And you're still saying that we don't run anything?
So who's in charge of the
No,
system,
no.
Ted?
I said who created the system. I didn't
God,
say we
answer
didn't run
that.
anything. I challenged a lot of those black leaders, by the way. I said who, when we talk about the system, what black people have been in charge of any system. I'm not talking about a position.
So
I'm not talking
when
about
you
a
get
mayor.
in a position
what
to
we're-
influence the
you're basically
system.
saying that they're black faces that are still in those
Correct.
positions, but they're still being a
Correct.
part
Similar
of the
to you,
system.
Mr. Elder. You're
so-
a black face in a position in the conservative movement. They're just the same. They're just on the other side. I'm talking about we have never been in charge
then
of
when
the
Martin Luther
system.
King said in 1966, I believe there could be a black president in about 40 years' time,
say he
then
just
it
a
really
face.
doesn't matter.
Don't
Because
say
water
Martin
is-
Luther
is-
King.
is- because nothing changes. He was
well, the
naive. He was
system also
naive then.
killed him as well. Well, we know that the FBI and the CIA also killed him. That system. You realize that,
I don't
correct?
think we know that though.
Yeah, no, he did get killed in the hospital.
An individual killed him.
Yeah, we don't know if it was.
He got
Right.
smothered
That
by
was
the-
also part of Pro Hotel through the system.
COINTELPRO,
Correct?
yeah.
Not correct.
COINTELPRO.
Not correct. He was
So
killed.
the FBI didn't have anything to do with it. The CIA didn't have anything to do with
J.
it.
Edgar Hoover was definitely on Martin's ass. Like, come on.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Oh.
It could have been possible.
Robert Kennedy is the one that approved the wiretap.
has
But
nothing
to say
to
that the
do-
FBI killed him,
Yeah.
I mean, what's your evidence of that?
No,
That's a pretty serious
I get what
charge.
you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Pretty serious charge.
Yeah.
Serious charge
Yeah, I
requires
was talking
serious
about the
evidence.
She is.
What
I
is your
cannot
self-esteem?
stand her.
Man,
The rest of them,
It is
I
to
can. I don't,
allow
you know,
states
I had a
to set
wife
up
like
commissions
that,
of retired judges and retired
got to go.
DAs
Lord, I'm
to
on
get rid
the
of these
way.
soft on crime George Soros-backed DAs that are allowing a bunch of bad people on the streets or not charging bad people to the full
You
extent.
a bug.
The people that, by and large, are hurt by these people are the very black and
Yeah,
brown
you gotta
people living in
pause
New
that,
York City.
I'm just.
That was crazy.
You gotta
playing.
apologize. At
I'm
this.
just
no, don't
playing.
apologize.
Bro, they don't just play. Y'all like them damn snowflakes.
I just
Damn.
said I didn't say I was gonna
Oh,
beat
what?
her.
You can't
I
beat
said I was
her.
gonna.
You
I said
got to
I'm
apologize.
gonna take it in my own hands and go to the pearly gates because I would never want to deal with no woman like
Like
that.
it's just like, and she's not ugly. Like she's a cute
No, she's
young
ugly.
lady. She's a pretty
She's
young
ugly.
lady.
She's
It's
uneducated.
just-
She's brash.
the attitude
She's
is
aggressive.
ugly, like-
She's ignorant. She smells. She stink. I don't like looking at her. I don't like hearing her.
Maybe, but maybe it's just content. Like maybe we wouldn't be sitting here watching it if they.
I would
all
say
had
the same thing if she was sitting across from me.
Like if it was an intelligent conversation,
She'd be
I
like,
don't
"Would
think
you talk to
people
your
would've
mother like
watched
this?" I'd be like, "Look, my mother is superior to you.
it. Oh my god.
Like you're a speck
That
of
was
dirt."
also part
of
of
ignorance.
Pro Hotel through the system.
I love to
correct?
debate with her.
Not
I'm gonna
correct.
get mad. I'm
Not
gonna start
correct.
getting
So the
personal.
FBI didn't have anything to do with it. The CIA didn't have anything to do with
J.
it.
Edgar Hoover was definitely on Martin's ass. Like, come on.
I didn't say he
Nigga,
wasn't.
you don't know.
Robert Kennedy is the one that approved the wiretaps. But to say that the FBI killed him, mean, what's your evidence of that?
Oh no,
That's a pretty serious charge.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Pretty serious charge.
Yeah.
Serious charges
Yeah, I
require
was talking
serious
about the
evidence.
Yeah.
What is your
Mr.
enforcement
Elder,
law proposal?
It is to allow states to set up commissions of retired judges and retired
need to bring
DAs
Angela
to get rid of
Lee
these
back.
soft on crime, George Soros-backed DAs that are allowing a bunch of bad people on the streets or not charging bad people to the full extent of the law. And the people that, by and large, that are hurt by these people are the very black and brown people living in the inner city.
You got
There's
nothing
a
to say.
Larry Krasner
Milk
is
Billy.
a George Soros-backed DA in Philadelphia. He's been impeached, but this Philadelphia State Senate wouldn't even take up the case. We've had 2 attempts to repeal a soft-on-crime DA in L.A. County, and it hasn't gone through yet. We've got a bunch of, in my opinion, this guy, Alvin Bragg, he ran promising to get Donald Trump, and when he got in, he said the evidence wasn't there, and then one of the former DAs writes a book, accuses Bragg of giving Donald Trump a pass.
I
and
got
all of a
taken down
sudden,
again.
He brings counts against Donald
took
Trump.
it
and it gets
again.
No
You think
way.
members of your party are leaning toward fascism?
Bro, they took it down again.
Yeah.
Define fascism.
Authoritarian?
Oh my
Define fascism.
God,
I mean, the
bro.
rejection of democracy, the rule of law, and equal rights.